How's it going, everyone? Good to see you. Just give it a couple of minutes for people to join the stream. That's one of the things I've learned since doing the live streams is not to speak until people come on, because otherwise I end up saying everything and running out of energy, and then no one's come on the stream yet. So I'll wait till people come on. So if you come on the stream, let us know. Let us know how you're doing, if you're good, and what country you're coming from, or where are you based. Yeah, hit that like button as well. So yeah, I'm trying to do these streams every Saturday. I think Saturday's the best day. So today's talk will be how to get over social anxiety. We're talking to women. So I'm going to give you my very best tips as we go through the stream. I'm also going to catch up with you guys, see what everyone's been up to. Hopefully everyone's good. Everyone's not too depressed or down. You found things to do to keep you going. I'll also answer questions as well. So um, I'm sure everyone's going to enjoy the stream today. I hope everyone enjoys it. And we'll just see how many people come on. So good to see you, James. You come from the UK. Good to see you, Omar. I'm good. I'm from the UK. Whereabouts in the UK are you guys from? UK is a pretty big place. You don't have to tell me your you don't have to tell me your exact addresses if you're not comfortable, because yeah, I wouldn't want to put my exact address on the internet, but maybe somewhere a little bit more specific. But if you don't want to say, that's fine. Hey, Joey T, good to see you. I'm not sure about that, mate. I think you got the problems. Edinburgh, good to see you, Jeremy. Do you know what? Now we removed it. Yeah, we'll just give it a couple more minutes for the stream to build up. It usually takes a few minutes. How you doing, Scott? Good to see you. Oh, Nottingham, yeah. Oh, you're from Nottingham, all right. I've got a couple of good friends from there. I've got 5 on it. That's a classic song, right? So how's everyone been? What you guys been up to? How have you been spending your time entertaining yourself? I just got a new bed today, so I'm really pleased with that. My brother managed to put it together, so just looking at it now, it's lovely to have a new bed. That's my story for today. Yeah, hopefully this Tyson Fury fight's going to happen with Joshua. It looks like it's going to happen, but you never know. But I get the feeling that the fight's going to happen hopefully this year, so that'll be something to look forward to for you boxing fans out there. So today, if you're someone who struggles with anxiety or social anxiety, I think you're going to enjoy and appreciate the tips that I'm going to give you, because these tips work really well. These are things that I've figured out and practiced and got some really good results with. So I'm going to share them today. So maybe you want to get a pad and a piece of paper handy so you can write them down, or you can write them in your phone or on your laptop so that you don't forget. So let us know, what have you been doing? What's like the main thing you guys have been doing to keep yourself going from day to day? I'd be interested. Let us know in the box. Don't be shy, guys. Get your comments in. Let's get the stream going. I watched Night Stalker on Netflix. Gripping. Um, is that um is that the film where the guy starts being like a journalist? Is that the film? Yeah, of course I've seen Taxi Driver. Yeah, it's brilliant film. It's funny you mentioned that, Vendi. I watched it the other day again. I saw that film many years ago, and I saw it recently. It's a brilliant film. It's a great it's a great performance from De Niro. I think that was one of the films that made him. Yeah, that's a great film. It's a little bit depressing though, so if you're depressed, It might not be the best film to watch, but if you're in a decent mood, you're in a good mood, then it is a great film. Yeah, the character's quite relatable. I think a lot of men will relate to the character. He's he's quite lonely. I mean, most people are to a certain degree. But yeah, he saves that girl, doesn't he? Saves the girl, Iris, from a life of prostitution, and he goes and sorts the pimp out. So he's kind of like a hero in that film, isn't he? And he meets that beautiful girl in the film, and you can kind of tell that even though she's attracted to him and he's attracted to her, they're very different. Like she doesn't seem to understand him. He's a bit different, but like you said, when you watch the character, he's very relatable. You can kind of understand him. You can kind of see yourself in that character. I could see parts of myself where you think, oh, he's like me. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a different film, is it, James? I'll have to check that one out. I'll have to look at that. Yeah, guys, I always appreciate your recommendations with films, especially during this lockdown. A lot of time on our hands, so yeah, anyone recommends me a good film, I appreciate it. I saw Rambo today. I thought that was brilliant. Maybe brilliant's an exaggeration. It was really good. The more newer Rambo. I know it's been out some time, but it came on Netflix, and that was impressive. I haven't seen Dirty Harry. No, what, Clint Eastwood? But yeah, the more newer Rambo's really good, man. It's really violent. I was surprised, but I like the action in it. And I thought Sylvester Stallone played it quite good, quite menacing. That was quite fun to watch. Hit that like button if you come on this stream. So yeah, guys, let me know when you want me to get into the main conversation, which is how to overcome your social anxiety with women. Let us know if you're ready. I'll start sharing the tips so you can write them down and stuff. Yeah, Clint Eastwood. Yeah, I probably have seen it, James. I probably watched it years ago. My dad probably showed me it. He's a fan of that, all the westerns. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The classic lines, "Do you feel lucky?" I have seen it. I've just been. It's a long time ago, so I can't remember it. It's not like a film like Taxi Driver that I've seen so many times, or Training Day, or Heat, or The Rockies, or Goodfellas, or Scarface, where I can pretty much quote most of the lines. So probably I have seen Dirty Harry, but it's been a long time ago. So yeah, how's everyone's week been? It's been an interesting one. That's good. The live stream's building up. Usually takes 10 minutes, 10, 15, and then we get a full house. How to stop masturbation. It's I've done a lot of videos on that. I've done a hell of a lot of videos on more on porn addiction, so you can check those out, Sonny. But it's just really about discipline, and it's about setting goals and finding a good distraction, Sonny. I spoke about that. I think I spoke about that with John Jones in one of my videos about a distraction in a positive way, not like, oh, just pretend it doesn't exist, but a distraction in that you distract yourself from masturbation or a porn, and you find something that you enjoy doing long term that gives you satisfaction and stops you from going into your addiction. The scene where Tony and Manny, um, okay, yeah, they're speaking to women on the beach. Manny gets slapped. Yeah, that's a classic scene. Hey, you want to have some ice cream with me and my friends? You say ice cream? Girls like ice cream. Don't get me started, man. Tony Montana, that's a classic film. I think I saw that film when I was 16. My dad showed me that film. I was so inspired. That piece of shit, Sosa. I never liked him. I never trusted him. For all I know, he had me set up. You want to make a move? You say. All I have in this world is my balls and my live stream, and I don't break them for nobody. You want to stay with me? You'll say. You don't? You'll make a move. I'm a little bit rusty with my Scarface impression. I used to do it really good, but I haven't been practicing. See, I've lost momentum. It's all about momentum. And that's what we're talking about in this live stream today. If you want to get over social anxiety with women or with people, you have to build momentum. And what's momentum? Momentum is practice. You don't do one live stream every 9 months. That's not good momentum. That's too long. That's not enough. You got to do a live stream every week. You got to do one a week for a month. And so 4 times 12. You guys are good mathematicians. Work it out. Come on, guys, help me out here. I was always good at English and literature. I wasn't great at maths. What's 4 times 12, guys? Let me know in the comment section. The first one who gets the answer, I'll give them a shout out in the next video, or I'll do an impression for you if I can do it now. So if you do something regularly that frightens you, 48. Okay, so 48 live streams in 1 year. Can you imagine how good you'll be at live streaming? And it's the same principle if you want to get over your social anxiety with women. If you practice talking to women lots, then the anxiety starts to go down. It really does. At first, it's hard. At first, the anxiety is always very heavy and it's very uncomfortable to face it. It's not a nice feeling, right? I'm sure all of you have experienced that, right? All of us have. But if you keep putting yourself in that horrible feeling, right, it starts to go away and the confidence starts coming. But you really got to have that mindset of wanting to do it. I'm 29 years old and I'm still a virgin. Is it normal? Well, it's not abnormal. It's not. It's a difficult question to say whether it's normal. I mean, that's not really. That's based on opinions, right? Some people might say it's not normal. I don't think it's not normal. You're still a young man, right? And you've obviously got your own reasons. So I don't think that's anything to make fun of or not normal. But I guess it's how you feel about it. But let's get some opinions in the chat, see what everyone else thinks of. But the key is practice. But I guess so. Yes, write this down, guys. Right, when you first face anxiety, or if you haven't faced anxiety in a long time, doesn't feel nice at the start. It's very, very horrible. First time I ever gave a public talk in London, right, for a big group of people on dating, right, when I was doing a lecture on dating and helping guys to overcome their fears of speaking to women and confidence. It didn't feel nice for me. It felt really uncomfortable, and it actually was physically quite painful for me to get up in front of a room full of people and give a public talk because obviously I didn't have the confidence to begin with. But after I'd done that 10 times, it felt good. It felt really good. It felt exciting. I didn't feel embarrassed. I didn't feel like I wasn't good enough. I felt good enough. And then the talk came out fantastic. So it's the same philosophy with talking to women. It's getting used to not feeling. It's basically getting used to feeling the anxiety. I'm not even going to say it's getting used to feeling uncomfortable, right? Because that's true. I'm going to say you get used to feeling anxiety, but a lot of people don't like the feeling of anxiety, so they avoid it. And when you avoid things for a long time, it builds up in your head, and then you have a bad relationship with it, and then it wears on your self-esteem. John Jones, you've spoken to me quite a lot in the videos of recent about self-esteem. How does a person build self-esteem? Explain it. How is it built? Self-esteem is built through practice. Self-esteem is built through repetition. Self-esteem is built through momentum. So the more you guys practice talking to women, the more confidence you're going to gain, the less anxiety you're going to experience. So it's a fair exchange. So if you're willing to go through something unpleasant, if you're willing to have a bad day in order to have a good day, you're going to have many good days ahead. Bruce Lee, that's right, mate. Anxiety 100% turns into excitement. I feel really, really good doing this live stream today, talking to you guys. I don't feel any anxiety, right? And the only reason I feel good today, because I've done lots of these, as you guys know. But if I took a year out from doing live streams and I did one, I would feel nervous. You know, I probably would feel anxiety. So practice. Well, when you're approaching a girl, if they stop and they only say one sentence, what should you do? Yeah, I think you've got to find new ways of starting conversations. If you're speaking to women and you're finding that they're only saying one sentence and then they're walking away, it's because maybe your approach could be better. You have to improve it. You might be saying the same thing every time. You might be too nervous. You might be coming across in a bad mood, and that's putting them off. It could be one of those things. So it's really about you learning to try a different approach, you know, change things up, say something different, and get yourself into a good mood and be positive and be honest when you talk to women. Like I say, honesty is the best policy. So, you know, that's the first part. Yeah. And like I said, another way to get over anxiety with talking to women is, and this is a hard practice, right? You can do it, is to not judge yourself when you make mistakes. How many of us, right? I do it as well sometimes, but let us know in the box. How many of you judge yourself if you make a mistake? Like if you get nervous, or you know, if you speak to a girl and it doesn't go the way that you want it. How many of you take that very personal and allow that to wear on your self-esteem? Because another part of building confidence is, you know, letting go of caring about what people think so much. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Vendi. I was thinking from what you said that you need to change your approach up. You know, you need to say different things. If you can't say the same thing all the time, it will get robotic. It eventually it won't be genuine if you say the same thing. So mix things up. You know, sometimes you can say hi, nice to meet you, or excuse me, where are you from? You know, just change things up until you find something that works. Also, a really important factor is as well is your body language when you speak to women. Like if you're smiling and you're happy and you're you know your voice is positive, then they will be more likely to speak to you and respond in a positive way to you. But if your voice is quiet and stuff and you're not very you know expressive, then it's not going to work. Mindset, motivation. How you doing, Johnny? Appreciate your great content. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot. I'm doing good. I'm doing good today. How you doing? No, that's not going to build your confidence, Sonny. In my experience, you know, sleeping with prostitutes won't build self-esteem. Um, but obviously, you're your own person. You know it's your life. But I don't think that would work. No, that's not going to build self-esteem. You really want to build a real relationship. You're excellent. That's great, man. Good to hear. Johnny, did you go to the Wall Cups in Soho? No, I didn't go Soho today. I did go to Oxford Circus. I did go. Are you talking about Walk to Walk? I did go there, yeah, but not in Soho. Did you see me today or something? I did a little bit of kickboxing, but I didn't do much to be honest, mate. I did a little bit of it, a little bit of sparring at a club for a couple of months, and then I found that I was more suited to boxing, and I changed and did boxing. So it's not something that I would really be confident at saying I've done, but I did a little bit of it. Yeah, it was tough, man. Kickboxing. I think I've done Thai kickboxing. Training was brutal. The actual conditioning was hard. I agree, definitely. Yeah, if you did sales for 6 months, you, it's very likely. I agree with you. You would be better with women. Yeah, sometimes the street's not the best place. It depends. I've said it before on videos. You got to be flexible. You got to change with the times. Obviously, at the time we're in now, going out on the street to approach women is not going to really be good. Especially if you're living in London. Number one is because there's not many people out because of the lockdown. Number two, most women are wearing masks. Number three, there's a lot of anxiety and stress already about speaking to people. So that's when you've sometimes got to use your intelligence, your social intelligence, and think, right, you know, where else can I do it? But once this lockdown finishes, then the street would always be a good place, out. I basically out in public because then you can speak to women in coffee shops, trains, buses, touristic places. It doesn't have to be in one location, guys. The tips I'm giving, they're not just for approaching women on the street. They're for, speaking to women in any social environment, anywhere. I've spoken to women who work in a restaurant, and I've asked them out and got their phone number, and went out with them a week later. I've also got rejected and turned down. What's up, Shane? Good to see you, mate. Um, really enjoyed all the boxing conversations. Had to go online dating Johnny, messaged a handful, no luck. Not into it, all the filtered content. Just want a down to, yeah, just want to go down to earth. Totally understand how you feel. Do me a favor, guys, hit that like button. We've got 25 people on only 6 likes. It really does help it, but only do it if you want to do it, right? If you come onto this live stream today, I'm really enjoying it. I'm sharing the very best tips I've got on how to get over your social anxiety with women, and also how to get over your social anxiety with people. Plus, my goal with every live stream is to help every person to feel a little bit better about themselves so they don't get depressed and down and lonely. Because a lot of us are in lockdown, we're not really getting a chance to speak to people in person. So I like to try and make people feel comfortable on these streams and let them express themselves. And you can ask me questions that are outside the box. It doesn't have to be dating or social anxiety, but we will go into that because I like that topic and a lot of you want to improve. Yeah, I'd say that's normal, Scott. I mean, if you're being honest, when you're in a relationship, everyone, it depends. But I suppose your choice is what you do with those urges. Johnny, is it possible to get into a social circle after uni? Yeah, definitely, 100%. It's definitely possible to do that. I'm a big fan from Indonesia. I subscribed to you since the beginning. I really appreciate that, Sonny. Thanks, man. So yeah, you can find a social circle. I'm going to make a video about that. James says, I agree about sales. I bought an e-commerce site today and it's got me thinking about deals. And some people are great workers but aren't experienced making a deal. Guys, you guys are intelligent, man. One of the best ways to get over social anxiety, we're talking to women or people, is sales. When you do sales, it forces you or it encourages you to speak to people, to build relationships, to to get over the fear of selling. It's one of the best ways. It's not the only way, but it's definitely, in my opinion, one of the best ways. It's great for your confidence selling. I think a good place to meet friends after uni is finding a community. So today you found a community on this live stream of like-minded people. So live streams, communities, and in-person meetups. When we come out of lockdown, Vendi, you really want to go online and find some groups. I ran a group before, right? I will be running it at some point in the future, a fearless event. So find communities of people that are interested in the same thing that you are, and that's a great way of making friends. But like I said, whether you go into sales to speak to people, or you do online dating, or you do in-person dating, everyone, all of us, you're still going to have to face that feeling of anxiety. You can't get around that, and that's my message from all the videos: is that it's practicing, learning to control that feeling, and that's how you improve. Yeah, I have thought about starting a channel for boxing. The only thing is I've got two YouTube channels already, so it would mean having three channels. But I have given it some thought because it is something I'm passionate about. Well, I don't apply the term. I don't like the term game and day game. I don't do that particular philosophy. For me, I've always just been myself and been able to speak to women in any social situation. Yeah, at the moment, I'd say on online dating apps is um is better than nothing. I don't know if it's. I wouldn't recommend it long term, but for short term, it's okay. To answer your question, Scott Smith, the answer is yes, yes, yes. I have in the past. That was a long time ago, but yeah, not proud of it either. But obviously, things that I've made mistakes and like everyone learning, and it's not something I've done in the future. I wouldn't like to do that again. But yeah, I did it when I was younger, and I wasn't. I suppose you could say I was young and I wasn't thinking straight or whatever. It was no excuses. It was a mistake. It was wrong, and I definitely paid the price for that. Yeah, I've not recently, not in the not in the last couple of weeks, Bendy, but I've asked a lot of baristas out before we were in the lockdown, and I've actually had some good success with it. There was a period where I got a lot of rejections, and that's something we're going to get into in this stream. Actually, we're going to talk about that because getting over social anxiety does mean facing rejection. Everyone gets rejected at some point. It's learning to not let it really hurt your feelings too much. And I mean, it's going to hurt your feelings, but you can't quit. You basically have to teach yourself not to quit when you get rejected and you fail at something. Whether it's if you ask a girl out on online dating and she doesn't respond, you take that as rejection, or maybe you're in a social situation with a girl and you're not able to hold eye contact and you feel that you failed and you feel that sense of rejection. However you feel it, however you interpret rejection, you have to kind of turn it into a positive and keep going and moving forward and practicing until you get a success again. So there is a lot of rejection to work through. That's good that you guys brought that up. And that's one of the ways in which you boost your confidence. Now, physical appearance is not that important if you're confident. If you've got a lot of self-confidence, then your physical appearance doesn't matter that much to most girls, in my experience. I've seen lots of girls date guys that are, not the best looking, and I've dated some girls that I personally thought were a bit out of my league in terms of, looks, but it didn't matter because they were attracted to me for who I was, my personality, my ability to connect with them with my social skills. So looks are not everything, believe me. I've said that in many videos. I stick to it, and I believe. But if you are good looking, then that's a nice little bonus. Like good for you or good for anyone, but it's not everything. Because if you're good looking but you don't have confidence and you're not very good at socially, you're not gonna succeed just based on your looks. In most cases, looks can only take you so far. You know, looks will take you outside of your area, but confidence will take you all the way around the world. I like that. I didn't even make that up. That just came naturally. You know, looks will take you outside of your neighborhood. Confidence will take you around the world. Confidence is powerful. No, look, Vendi. Of course, I still see women, but not as much as it used to be before the lockdown, and the mood's not the same. But if you see many, then you're lucky. Good to see you, Lee. What's up? Any tips for approaching at the moment? To be honest, it's a difficult one if I'm being honest, because with the restrictions at the moment, it's quite hard for me to give tips because I don't want to encourage people to break rules and stuff. I don't want to do that. I think it's better to be patient and just wait till this thing comes to an end, and then then you can approach. But that might not satisfy some people, so you've got to make your own decision. But yeah, I think you just got to be patient, to be honest, Lee. That's what I've had to do. It's not nice. It's a bit frustrating unless you see someone and you feel confident about going up to them and you can make them comfortable. And of course, there's going to be girls out there that you know that you could approach, Lee, and it will go well. But I think the general mood, more people are not in the mood because of what's been going on at the moment. But if you asked me that question any other time, I could have given you a ton of advice. So you got to make a decision. You got to approach knowing that there are circumstances that are going on, and that's a choice you got to make. So let me know if that helped or made you think of anything. What's your thoughts on the blind date concept? Explain it. Are you talking about a blind date? Just fill me in, Shane. I can give you my opinion. Well, good for you, Vendy. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, a lot of us have been bullied. Takes courage to admit that. I got bullied as well. I think a lot of you know that, and a lot of the anxiety, um, a lot of it is comes from the bullying. I'm not saying all of it, but you can overcome it. Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. Most of the successful people today, or the people that are doing well, or inspiring people, they all got bullied at school. So we don't have to feel ashamed or bad or less of a person because you got bullied. Because most of the sports stars and the actors, they got bullied at some point, but they overcome it. So people that go out and bully people are not in a good place. I can honestly tell you that. So yeah, not letting it ruin your life, basically. Because getting over bullying is no different to getting over rejection. If you allow it to hurt your feelings and get to you, it's going to hold you back in your life. But if you use it as fuel to drive you on and push you, then you can really achieve something of real significance in your own life. And if it wasn't for bullying, I wouldn't really have achieved things I did. Basically, without seeing the person, but relying on the other senses to gauge, connect. I think it's a great idea, to be honest, Shane. I kind of like that, especially in the times that we're living in. I'm not sure personally, I would say do that, rely on that only, but I definitely think it's something that's good to do to try something new. And that's a great thing, Shane, that you reminded me. I want to share with people in this stream is you've got to be willing to try new things as well. in order to get over this anxiety, this fear that all of us at some point have with talking to women and talking to people. Do you know what? I didn't even realize it. Why did I take the video down where I spoke about erectile dysfunction and going to prostitutes? I didn't even realize I took it down. I must have decided I didn't like the video. Um, so sorry about that. If you like the video, I'll make another one anyway. More needs to be done about bullying and its long-term effects on people. 100%. They need to tighten the rules in the schools. There needs to be stricter punishments. When I was at school, you know, it was a nightmare. Kids got away with doing it. Nothing happened to them. It wasn't strict enough. It was strange. So I agree on that. I agree. Lee says I agree. Online dating seems like the only way at the moment. Yeah, I would try the online dating, Lee. Right. I would also try, and if you can get on a video call, right, and talk to a girl or get on the phone and sharpen up. What's happening, Marcus? Marcus, you're always working. Good man. When I'm on the streams on my lunch break, just want to say hello. What's up, Marcus? Have a good day, mate. Thanks if you check in. If you just check in for a minute, I appreciate it. By the way, give yourself a pat on the back, guys, because we're really creating some positive energy doing these streams. I told you, I promised you I would make it a regular thing on Saturdays, and we could help everyone to build more confidence. And it's a good platform for guys to be able to speak about their issues or things that are bothering them, or we'll just have a chat about general things. Yeah, bullies. If you look at the origin of bullying, right? I know you guys are smart speaking out. All bullies have been bullied themselves. They've been abused in some kind of way. So I'm not telling people what to do, but you can feel some compassion when you understand that the bullies have been bullied themselves. Sometimes they've been bullied by parents or someone else. But it doesn't make it right, though. It's not an excuse. Just because someone bullies you, it doesn't make it right to go out and bully other people. And that's something that I had to realize because, there were several times in my life where I had the urge to bully someone because I got bullied and I was taking my frustration out. And you have to realize it's not the right way to go about it. But yeah, it can affect you, it can scar you, but you can overcome it. Like I said, loads of successful people you see on the internet, or people that you look up to, boxers, sports stars, people in entertainment, they got bullied when they were younger, and they turned it around. So you can turn it around. Yeah, you're welcome, Marcus, man. Nice one, Marcus. No, I probably have to say no to that question, Vendy, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I don't know if this is any help to anyone else, but one of the ways in which I dealt with, the pain and the anger of the bullying that I underwent, I channeled all that into confidence and courage. It drove me. It made me. It made me become fearless in my life at a certain point because I was containing. I'm sure, like all of you did, or maybe you're doing it now. I was keeping all of it bottled up, all the anger and the shame and maybe even some self-hatred towards myself for things that people had done to me growing up that I was angry at myself for allowing it to happen. And then I got to a point where I decided, okay, some of the bullies, I can't do anything now because I don't even know where they are, and I don't want to use violence. I don't want to go down that road. I would like to move on and forgive, but I would like to make my life, make something good of it. And that's what I did. I started facing my fears. And that's where the story kind of comes back to, where, like a lot of you. So if you use it as fuel, you'll be unstoppable, because the mindset is, okay, this person's done this to me. They've enjoyed making me suffer. They want to make me feel like I'm not good enough. They want to make me suffer. I'm not going to allow them to let them do that to me. I'm going to go out and be a positive person. I'm going to conquer my fears. I'm going to get fit, strong. I'm going to, succeed in my life. I'm going to face my fears and become a better person. And maybe at some point the bullies are going to have to see the results of that. But a lot of the times, some bullies as they get older, they do regret it. They do feel bad about it. They do change. They do stop. I can't remember, mate. A lot of these videos, I've done so many videos. Can't remember. Um, I've taken a lot of videos down. Yeah, what's up, Scott? Yeah, fear's totally normal, Sonny. Everyone's got fear. Fear is the most normal thing that a human being can have, and it's learning to be able to control it more and face it. Now, I haven't gotten into a fight for a long time. I don't really get into fights anymore. I had lots of I used to fight all the time growing up because I was getting bullied a lot, and I started fighting back. So I had a history. I had a period of fighting a lot, and I'm glad I don't get into fights anymore. I've not had a fight since, I can't even tell you when it's been. I can't even remember, that's how long it's been. I don't intend to get into any fights. That's not something that I want to be doing. But when I was younger, I did. Yeah, I didn't really have a choice back then. People were starting, and I had to protect myself. So it was more, it was self defense to begin with. Yeah, definitely, Bruce Lee. You can change the way girls react to you 100%. And you can do that by building your confidence, changing. You don't have to change everything about you, but you just change certain things. You can definitely do that. Wow, quite a lot of people. Um, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not good to drink alcohol to boost your confidence with women. There's nothing wrong with, having a drink if you want, but if you drink to cover up your anxiety, you're not going to improve like that. That's not a good idea. I would say definitely no. Get the confidence without the drink, right? And then if you want to have a drink after you've got the confidence, then that's okay. So I'm not telling people not to drink. It's not my right to do that, but I'm going to answer the questions in my area where I'm an expert, and that is confidence and anxiety. And if you're asking me, you know, does drinking alcohol help boost confidence of women? The answer is 100% no. It will actually make you more insecure. What's up, Bobby? Bobby Boldy, good to see you, mate. You're welcome, Sonny. Well, if a woman's rude to you, or anyone, well, look, saying that you're going to call the police, you've got to have a good reason to do that. You, you, a woman can threaten to call the police, or anyone can, but as long as you've not done anything wrong, then you've got nothing to worry about. And the best thing to do is ignore it and walk away and just be a gentleman. And if a girl's rude, or when you approach her, just say, like, okay, that's fine. Have a nice day. Just try and stay positive and not lower yourself to that level, and walk away and ignore it and go and meet someone, a nice woman who's not rude. But it is part of life. It is part of things that you've got to learn to deal with. People can be rude at times. The way I would approach a shy girl is by being myself, is by making her feel comfortable, making her feel good about who she is, making her feel good about being shy. I'm not going to make her feel insecure about something that she's already feeling embarrassed about. And I do that by my own personality. So you've got to be yourself, Shane. And you've got to think to yourself, well, if I'm, how would I make someone feel comfortable? And you find a way to do that by expressing yourself. Sometimes I'd say to a girl, um, if are you shy? And if she says yeah, I say, oh, I'll be honest, say it's a nice thing, and I say, yeah, I have a shy part as well. I say, oh, I like that. I like that you're shy. It's nice. So I say what I feel, or sometimes I won't even mention it. If I think that she's really insecure about it, I won't even bring the shyness up. What I will do is I will take control of the conversation in a positive way, not in a threatening way at all, but I will start the conversation so she doesn't feel pressure that she's got to come up with things to say. Because what is shyness? Shyness is a fear of speaking, and it's not being comfortable using your using speaking. So you'll speak for a while until she feels comfortable, and then she'll start speaking. That's how I do it. Yes, 100%. Boxing is brilliant for building confidence. Forget alcohol, boxing training. Well, I mean, it depends really. I mean, that it depends on what you feel is right, but it's probably best not to watch porn if you really want to be, if you don't want to cut any corners and you want to be more confident, have better relationships with women, then I'd say it's better to not watch it at all. If you're going to watch it twice a week, then you're pretty much watching it, right? There's no difference between watching it twice a week or, kind of in some way every other day. So, in my opinion, it's better to cut it out completely. Hit that like button, guys. We got 12 likes and we got about 22 people on the stream. So yeah, building momentum gives you if you guys want to get a confidence boost and you want to gain a big amount of confidence and you want to get it as quick as you can, then face face a lot of fear, in a row, in a face a lot of fear in a short period of time, and watch the confidence that you're going to gain. It's a little bit of a trick, or not a trick, but it's a really good. It works, believe me. So I'll give you an example of that, right? Oh yeah, oh that's better. I'm more comfortable now. Oh, I didn't realize I could be so much more comfortable with my back on this seat. Okay, so right, I'll answer this question and we'll get into the confidence boosting thing. Well, I think you know, I think how you deal with envy if you see couples and you've never had a girlfriend and you feel jealous is by you got to want to control it. You've got to, for a start, want to not be jealous, even though you get that urge and that feeling, and just not allowing yourself to go down that direction. Because if you allow yourself to go down that route, as you've asked, then you're just going to get more angry, more envious, and that might spiral out and create make you be a person that you don't want to be. So you want to try and recognize it as quick as you can, own it, and not go down that route. So it's really about self control, because everyone at some point feels jealousy or envy as part of being a human being. But not everyone can have the same control of not acting on it. So don't act on your jealousy or your envy. because then you're going to, not be a great person. And you've got to tell yourself that you can get a girlfriend, you can get someone, you're good enough to do that. You don't have to feel inferior or jealous to somebody else. Try and be happy for them as well. I know it might be hard at a certain time because you're not happy or whatever. So that's how you do it. Practice. So the confidence boost, I'll explain how, right? Find something, yeah, that frightens you guys, something that you're scared to do, and do it every day for a week. Try it. Do it every day for 7 days and see how much confidence you are. See how much more of a confidence boost you gain on day 7. So, for example, do 7 live streams in a week. One on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And you're going to see after day 7, you're not going to be the same person that you was on day 1. You're going to be more confident. Another one could be to speak to 7 women in a week or speak to 7 people. Face the fear again and again and again without breaks. A lot of people make a mistake. They might do, one conversation and then they take a break. They stop doing it. And then they wonder why they've got anxiety and why they're not a confident person because they've not kept it up consistently. That's a good question, Shane. I say a bit of both. Having a crush can be very real. It can be very real, but it could also be an idolized fantasy. It's a good question. I could be wrong, but I'd say it's a bit of both. If you've got feelings for someone, you've got a crush on them. But I know if I remember in Freudian psychology, I read a book about that. I read several books and studied him. And if I remember rightly, I don't remember every detail, but I'm sure he said when someone's in love or they fancy someone, there's an element of delusion and where the person is, has an idea of a person and a lot of it's psychological and he's kind of challenging the fact of what is actually true and what is actually something that you built up, like you said, like an idea, a fantasy in your own head. He kind of plays with that idea, if I remember rightly, and kind of leaves the reader kind of challenged, So it kind of challenges the concept of what you said of being in love and fancying someone. I'm glad you like that video because I was excited about doing a different video on intermittent fasting. So I was glad that you guys liked it because it was something different, and I'd been doing it, and I felt like it was a good results. So yeah, try it, guys. Right, as soon as you can, start tomorrow, whenever. Do something 7 times in a row every day that you're scared of, and you'll see how much more confidence you gain. It's like in the video games. In some of the video games they say, I mean, he was in God mode. They call it God mode, or in some of the Street Fighter games, when you get to a certain point, you boost your energy bar and you get that boost, and when you press it, it's like, yeah, you're stronger. That's how this works in reality. I know video games are not reality, but in the real world that we live in, the reality as we know it, when you do something without long breaks again and again and again, you get a confidence boost. It's amazing. Would you make a prank video? You'd be gold, mate. Yeah, I would. I would. I did. I used to do a couple of prank videos back in the day. I've always loved comedy, and I think it would be great. I'd like to do it, especially in that, we've all kind of been quite depressed because of having a bad year. So if I get the opportunity at some point, I'd love to do a comedy video, something fun, you know what I mean? Something with kind of a good energy behind it that could make people laugh. Something that wouldn't be nasty. I wouldn't be mocking other people, but something that's fun. And I found that lately, guys, right? I found that if I make a video every day, or I feel a lot more confident, when I'm speaking in front of the camera. But if I make a video once every 2, 3 weeks, I don't feel as sharp. I don't feel as confident. I don't have that feeling of feeling as entitled, right? And it's all psychological, but it works. It's because the more you practice something, the more momentum you build. You're in the flow of it. You get into a flow, and it just gets better and better. Yeah, I must have been joking when I said that. Obviously, I didn't mean that. I wasn't serious about Red Bull was good for dating confidence. But yeah, I was joking when I said that. Red Bull does make you speak faster. So yeah, make a note of that, guys. Honestly, try it for yourself. Even selling. If you did a sales call, one sales call every day for a week, you'd gain confidence. You gain a lot of confidence. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would have said I was joking on the video. I would have been having a laugh. So that's what's great about practice and confidence building. Anyone can do it. So whatever level someone's at, or however bad they think they are, or however much anxiety they've got, if they practice, they will get confident. That person will change. There's no doubt about it. What's the correlation between charm and confidence? That's a good question. Well, I they are separate matters, because someone could be charming, but they could have low confidence. So I think charm is something that comes from someone. I think true charm is when someone doesn't know they're charming. So they're charming to us because we see, wow, they're charming, but to them, they're just being themselves. They don't know it until everyone starts telling you you're charming. Then maybe your ego will swell up, and you'll start becoming aware of where you think you're charming. But real charm is natural. So it is separate to confidence. But some people might disagree and say, no, charm does come from confidence. But I don't fully agree on that, because I've met people in my life who are very charming, but they don't have much confidence. And then I've met people who are very confident, and maybe they're not as charming. So I do see them as separate matters. Contemplating life, yeah, I see that. I see the hypocrisy in that. I see the hypocrisy in a lot of things. So I see your point. Oh, well done, Christopher, man. Well done. I'm really pleased for you. I said hello to the lady that was serving me today, and when I went shopping, did it go well? It sounds like it went well. By the way, guys, as my American friends say, and brothers and sisters who I love and appreciate, smash that like button. We've only got 13 likes, and we've got like 25 people on the stream. Hit the like button. Let us know where you're coming from. Samuel Irvin, how you doing? Make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. If you enjoy these videos and you get confidence from them, or you get positivity, or you feel good, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we can go on this journey together. Hi mate, did you used to have severe social anxiety with girls? I had terrible social anxiety with girls, like really bad, terrible anxiety with girls. I was absolutely a nervous wreck. Couldn't look him in the eye. I couldn't speak without stuttering. I was really severe. Yeah. She smiled at me. Oh, well done, Chris. That's great, man. See, that's very good what Christopher done, man. Let's give him a thumbs up for Christopher Surridge, because I gave that exercise a few weeks ago. It's simple but powerful. And I said, for a lot of guys or people, if you're going out into a shop and you're buying something, just practice saying hello to people or giving a compliment. and Chris has gone and done it, and I really respect that. And that's how you gain some confidence. It's that makes me happy that people are taking the advice from the live streams and they're putting it into practice. So big up Chris for that. And it's the small things that make a difference, like you said, Chris. Just saying, "How you doing? Are you okay?" People appreciate it. Goes a long way. What helped me the most? What helped me the most, Samuel, was two things. Number one is I changed my mindset, changed the way that I thought about me and my anxiety and my nervousness around women. So I changed that. I stopped thinking of myself as a loser, weird, or not good guy or not attractive, and I started to tell myself, no, I'm not having this. I am a good person. I have got confidence. I can, be attractive to women. That's the first thing. And the second thing, I practiced so much. I went on hundreds of dates, until I found the right woman and got a girlfriend out of it. And until I started to feel, I got to a point where I felt I'm confident. I can handle this. I can make a woman feel comfortable. I can be social. So that's what helped me. And the third tip is, Samuel, I got help from other people. I put my ego aside and I learned from people that were more confident than me, that were more experienced, and I learned. And so those are the three things I did. It's really nice to have you on the live stream today. We're getting more and more numbers. So hit that like button. Show us your power. Show us your strength. Hit the like button. Let's get the likes up. What's up, Andy? Good to see you, mate. Really good. How you been? If you enjoy my streams, hit the like button. If you don't enjoy my streams, hit the like button. If you get confidence from watching my live streams, hit that like button. If you've been able to get out of depression during the lockdown because of the live streams that we put on, hit subscribe button, hit the like, let us know where you're coming from. If you don't like the streams and you're not enjoying them, still give us a like. Have a great night. Nice and Samuel. That's okay, Chris. It happens to the best of us. It happens to all of us. You just got to not take it personal. You just got to not let it defeat you. Sometimes it does happen. It's happened to me. You speak to a girl and she just gets up and walks away because she doesn't feel like speaking, or she doesn't feel comfortable, or she might have a boyfriend. So you just got to go, okay, look, it's not personal. It's not an attack on me. It happens to everyone. You just got to come, next time and speak to somebody else. Don't let it, don't take it personal. Yeah, so it can be that as well. Sometimes, girls get anxious as well. They've got anxiety. So sometimes when a guy goes up and speaks to them, it's just a bit overwhelming for them. You can understand that, right? If you've had anxiety, you can be compassionate. So sometimes it's not that she didn't like you, it's just that she got nervous and just wanted to get out of the situation. A lot of the times we as guys, we overanalyze, we try and read into things so much. So look, if it goes wrong, forget about it, move on, life goes on. Don't dwell on it. Don't waste time thinking about it. Don't really waste time speaking long periods. Just move on. Oh yeah, Sonny, loads of women and girls have social anxiety. Just go on YouTube and write in how to get over social anxiety, and you'll see women suffering with it, men. So it's, of course, men and women suffer from social anxiety. It's not just guys. I think that's a big part of all this as well. Is from what I've been learning speaking to you guys today is dealing with rejection or dealing when you have a bad day or when a conversation doesn't go well. I know it's hard at times because it's easy to say just forget about it, but when you're in a situation and you put yourself in a vulnerable position and somebody rejects you or they don't want to speak to you, it can hurt your feelings, right? I've been there many times myself, but you have to just you have to not let it ruin you and continue, and then you'll have a good reaction. I think the way that you deal with a negative narrative in your head, if you struggle with believing you're good enough to approach a woman, is by approaching women and disproving the negative narrative, because the negative narrative will always say that you're not good enough and you can't do it and it ain't going to work out and it will never work out. It lies a lot. It tells hell of a lot of lies. So you've got to disprove it, and you do that by taking action. And through the process of being honest and talking to women, you will break out of that mindset and you will get proof that it's not true. So, many years ago, when I worked with so many clients who they thought that they were too old to get a date. That's what their narrative was. And eventually, with the training that I gave them, the coaching, they went and met a girlfriend, got a date, so it overcome it. Or some guys thought girls found them strange or didn't want to speak to them for a long time, and I'd make them approach, and then they would have a really good conversation with a girl, and it would disprove the narrative. So taking action disproves the narrative and not quitting when it goes wrong. Yeah, you got to be less. Everyone has to toughen up to a large degree. I don't mean like that, like toughen up with muscles, but I mean mentally, yeah, and emotionally, you have to be more thicker skinned and immune to rejection, and and keep moving forward, because it's going to happen at some point. Everyone gets rejected. You're not, even when you're really confident, you're never going to, get a great reaction 10 times out of 10. It's impossible, but you can choose to have a good attitude within the failures and the setbacks and the bad days and the off days and stuff. I had a really bad day this week. Got really down. I had a bad day, and I just had to get over it. And today I'm having a much better day, a good day, and I had a pretty good day yesterday. So for every bad day is a good day. You've probably heard me mention as well, guys, if you want to get, better relationships with women and you want to get more confidence and you want to get over your social anxiety of talking to women, you want to find a hobby in your life. You want to have something that you enjoy doing, that you love doing, that takes up a lot of your time, that gives you confidence, because that's going to get you more confidence with girls. Yeah, that's a big thing for a lot of guys, and the way that we're programmed and taught. We think that if we speak to a girl and she doesn't want to speak to us, that oh, there must be something innately wrong with us. But a lot of the times, if not all, it's not. That's not true. That's just your interpretation, which is negative, which is fear based on because someone didn't like you. But you got to realize it's a big world. There's lots of people that are gonna react rudely, negatively, unkindly, but there's also a lot of people that are going to react positively to you, kind. So it's just overriding that, man. I must have been rejected. It must be at least 1,000 times, maybe more. I'm sure it's been more than 1,000 women over the years. I've spoken to a lot of women in periods, and it must be roughly off the top of my head 1,000 women. But if I let that define me, I wouldn't have got a relationship. I wouldn't have had success, with a girlfriend or another girl. So you've got to go through the rejections to get to the successes in all areas of life, not just with talking to women. I don't know much about this Facebook dating app. I heard a little bit about it, but it doesn't surprise me. I'm sure Facebook have brought it out, or they would be bringing out some kind of dating app. A lot of these sites now. I wouldn't even be surprised if YouTube done one. It's a great question from Bruce Lee. Says, "Would you rather be too hot or too cold?" What a great question. Yep, fear does not exist in this dojo, does it? Defeat does not exist in this live stream for you Cobra Kai fans. Chris is a big fan, so am I. I'm a big fan of the Karate Kid and the new seasons on Netflix. Check them out, guys. They're really good. Funny enough, you guys speak about bullying, a lot of bullying in Cobra Kai. You guys speak about dating. There's a lot of dating in that. There's a lot of online dating. It's got some good morals and values and payback, and it's a great series. Yeah, the enemy deserves no mercy. Anyone seen that film? You'd know the lines. Let's get another like. We've got 17 likes, 25 people on. Let's get this up to 18 likes, 19, 20. Let's see what we can do. Hit that like button. It only takes a second and it's great exercise. Lean over, pressing that button will build your biceps. To be honest, I don't even know why I'm saying I'm just copying the others. Oh, someone's hit like, thanks a lot. I don't even know actually what it does entirely. What does the like do? Does it rank the video higher? Does it get more views? I'm not entirely sure what actually likes do on your video, but apparently it's good for the algorithm. Uh, are you asking me my opinion about depression? Is that what you meant? I've got a lot to say on depression, a hell of a lot. I can't say it all now because it would take me like an hour, but I do videos and yeah, it's a really horrible mental illness. I've suffered with it as well all my life, and so many of you I suffer with it. It's something that you just got to learn to live with and find ways to cope with it and be happy. But yeah, I don't have all the answers to it. I've learned quite a lot about it because I've battled with it as well. But it's a horrible thing. Yeah. Yes, more likes and comments means the video gets more recommended. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. I knew a little bit about it, but I don't know the ins and outs. I might study a little bit more, but thanks for telling me that. I think one of the best things for treating depression is to socialize. You know, the more people you talk to, would you say going back to a girl years later can create a chance to try it again? I'd say that can work. It's not. It's neither yes or no. So it wouldn't be true if someone said it's never going to work if you speak to a girl and come back years ago. It can be that could work. That can work. That's worked for. I've seen that work for people, and I've seen that work for me if I wanted it to. So I'm not saying it's 100% going to work, Lee, but it definitely can work. And if you feel good about it and you've got the opportunity, then why not give it a shot? Because people can change. You know, like you might have gone to school with a girl, and when you was at school, let's just say, for example, maybe I went to school with a girl and she didn't fancy me in school, right? She liked me as a person, but 10 years later, we reunite and she likes me now. She fancies me. She's attracted because you've grown, you've become more of a man, and you might have feelings towards her. So I like the idea of that, and I think that definitely can work. David, Mr. David, what was your longest relationship you've had? Um, an hour and 15 minutes, you guys. I'm only joking. My longest relationship was about 3 years, 3 years and a bit. So that was the longest. Well, we've got some great questions coming in. You're welcome, Lee, anytime. Wow, this has been a great. I'm really grateful for you guys coming on. The streams are really they're really doing well. I was patient. I knew they would. I knew these streams would keep improving and changing people's lives and at least making people feel good and giving a lot of experience. I'm really glad that everyone's asking questions and adding their experiences. Running helps mental, 100%, 100%. Also, running helps mental state of mind. I feel much more positive and grounded in these times. A great habit to continue after COVID. Great, 100%. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, he's right, guys. Running is a great way of dealing with depression, getting out, and something that you want to, as Lisa, continue when the lockdown's finished. You want to make it a habit. Yeah, 100%. It's been proven it works to treat running, yoga, meditation. These things have all been proven. I put it into this category. Socializing lowers depression. Exercising lowers depression. Those areas, socializing. Oh, well done, guys. Hit the like button. Let's get that likes up. Let's try and match the likes of the amount of people that are on. So we've got 28, 29 people on the stream. We've got 20 likes. 9 people don't want to exercise. It takes 1 second to hit the like button. And the more you hit the like button, the bigger you build this one. I'm only joking. What's the difference between being affectionate and cleanliness? You're asking some really great, challenging questions and sensitive. It's hard to explain that. I think being affectionate and being clingy, I think there's a difference. I think being clingy is being too possessive, is overdoing it, where affectionate is genuine, it's at the right time, and it also might be part of your personality. So it's really about having that awareness and intelligence, which I definitely know you've got that, Shane, because I've seen your intelligence through your boxing knowledge, and you can't have that knowledge with boxing and not have that with showing affection towards women. It's just channeling it and applying it. So I think inside we know deep down when we are being too clingy as opposed to being affectionate and being loving and kind towards women, which is good, but not being too needy and desperate, where you're fearful that you're not going to get it back. How do you feel when women give you negative expressions? Not great. It doesn't feel nice. I'm human, but it's learning to not take it personal and keep moving. Thank you for hitting the likes, guys. We're getting close. We've got 28 people on and we've got 25 likes. We've only got 3 more to go, but I'm grateful anyway. Just have 25. Scott, to answer that question, I wouldn't say I changed my approach, but I would say I adapt my social skills with whoever I'm talking to. So I wouldn't say change. It's still me. I'm going to be myself. But of course, if you're talking to someone who speaks the same native language as you, then you're going to speak in a certain way. But if you're talking to someone who doesn't speak your language, then you might have to slow down and slow your words down and make that person feel comfortable. So it's all about adjusting your social skills. But yeah, I always explain to people I think it's important to be yourself when you speak to women, to be honest, to be respectful towards women, to be authentic, and be genuine. But yeah, you obviously have to learn social skills. Again, Christopher, to answer your question, it's all about, again, learning to apply your social skills. And sometimes it's not a good idea to ask a woman out if she's working because she's at work, she's busy, and there might be managers there and it's not the right time. So you have to have the intelligence to see that and think, right, I'll leave it today, it's not the right time. And then when you find the right time, then you think, right, it feels the right time now to ask her. I feel confident. She looks like she's friendly, she's happy. That I'll ask now. So timing is important as well. It's a good point you guys made. It's true. Sometimes asking at the wrong time can get you maybe rejected, and asking at the right time can be the difference of a success. By the way, if any of you ain't subscribed, subscribe to the channel and let me follow me on Instagram as well, guys. If you are enjoying my content, I've got an I'll share my Instagram page, and thanks a lot if you followed me there already. But for those of you that would wanna follow me on a different platform as well, you're welcome to. I'll show you. I do. I actually do some live streams on Instagram, shorter ones than this. My best ones are on YouTube, by the way, but I do them on the street on Instagram, and I'll give you the link if you want to follow me there. And I post up some motivational stuff. So there's a link to my Instagram, guys. If you want to follow, you're welcome. Oh wow, 26 likes, 26 people on. Oh, you only follow me on Instagram. That's interesting. Well, today you've changed all that because here you are on YouTube. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, obviously it's up to you guys if you want to follow me on either one, but you can follow me on both because I do post up on a lot on both. They're both different platforms, different personalities. It's really good today because doing this live stream with you guys as well has helped me to make new content. It's given me some advice, some ideas on what videos that I can make that people will be interested in watching and where people need help. Yeah, I think I've learned today that a lot of guys um, they find it quite challenging dealing with rejection, or they find it difficult, not always rejection, but dealing, like how to handle a social situation if a girl doesn't want to speak, or if she seems like she's in a bad mood, things like that. So I'll have to make a video on that and give some tips. Just focus on that. My tips on mindset is knowing that you're not alone. Yeah, I've got Twitter, Scott. Yeah, I've had it for a long time. I don't really tweet. To be honest, I just share my videos on there. Maybe that's why I'm not that popular on Twitter. I'm probably not using the platform right, but I have got Twitter. You can follow me there. I would answer questions. I try and answer them. Maintaining a positive mindset, Andy, is knowing that there are other people out there that are going through tough times like you are, but they're able to go through it and get to a successful place. So that helps to maintain a positive attitude, knowing that you're not the only one that has to go through these things in life, and you've got goals of where you want to get to in your life. That's important. And just as a challenge generally, it's always challenging for human beings to be positive because we've always got like 20 reasons to be negative in our life. There's always something that happens on a daily basis, which is I'm glad that helps you, Antonis, and I agree with you on that. I've spoken to a friend of mine from the States about that. No, I can answer that question. I don't see any problem answering how many girlfriends I've had. Well, off the top of my head, I've had about 4 or 5 girlfriends in my life, long term relationships. So I'm I'm pretty um I'm pretty happy with that. But if I had a choice, everyone's life's different. Um, I would have preferred just to have had one girlfriend and been with that person for all of my life up until now. But it didn't work out that way for me. So I'm still pleased that I've had 4 to 5 girlfriends in my whole life, where I can actually say, yeah, proper relationships. You're welcome. Yeah, no, no, that's a good tip from John Jones to work through the negative beliefs and change them into positive ones. So for every negative belief you've got the opportunity to turn it into something positive. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Start with the easier ones first, change them, get some confidence, and then you can move on to the more difficult ones. But it's a process doing all this, gaining your confidence, changing negative beliefs, overcoming bullying, gaining more confidence of women, attracting a woman, getting a relationship. It's a process, but if, like Lee was saying earlier with the running, it's a habit that you build over time, and you get to a point where the habit will become part of you, if that makes sense, part of your personality. My thoughts, I haven't really got much thoughts on meditation. Personally, for me, it doesn't work for me. But I think people should do it if they like it and it works for them, then they should do it. But I don't have a bad I don't have like a bad outlook on meditation, mindfulness, but I tried it years ago and it didn't do much for me. It didn't work for my psychology, my personality. Um, it didn't give me the results. But yeah, I think you should give it a try and see if it works, Shane. And if it does, then you'll stick with it. And if it doesn't, then you'll disregard it. No, I'm not going to start a no-fap community, but that's a good idea. That's not something that I feel. I don't feel that's my strength. I'm going to continue with more, I suppose, a confidence community with the anxiety and stuff. But it's not a bad idea though. That's great. Did you run 3 miles today, Lee? That's brilliant if you've done that. I don't think so. It's Mega Andy. I see where you're coming from. I'm not saying that you're entirely wrong or I'm right, but I think social anxiety is a little bit more serious than a scarcity mentality. I think social anxiety comes from trauma, which is a real thing. But I see where you're coming from. If you improve the way that you think and you don't have you have more of a confident mentality and you don't have a scarcity mentality, then you'd think that you'd be less anxious if you had more of an abundant mindset. But sometimes there's some fluffy stuff with that stuff, just saying those words, It's easy to say, don't be scarcity, don't have a scarcity mindset. But if you haven't done therapy or you haven't built your confidence up, it's not going to get you through. It's not going to be strong enough. So I think with anxiety, you've got to put a bit more effort in than just um, thinking that you have abundance. Yeah, a lot of you have said exercise today, and I'm really pleased because it's been so true in my experience. Exercise will build confidence. It will definitely lower any anxiety, whether it's social life, and it's so healthy for your mental health. It's good for everything. It will improve your attractiveness. Um, Hans, Peter, dear Johnny, I watched a couple of your social anxiety videos, and I almost could not finish watching. Um, I talk more when shopping groceries. Some stuff was funny, but more with people. I was not into. Didn't get all of your conversation there, Hans, Peter. Oh, well done, Wars. Yeah, boxing's brilliant. Fitness is great. I'd say that's probably one of the best therapies out there. Exercise, it's so underrated, maybe to the people that don't know about it. But yeah, it builds so much confidence, motivation, mindset, and discipline. It's great. I think as well, sometimes it takes time as well. You've got to come on to live streams like this maybe several times before the penny drops and you start realizing what are the steps that you need to do to improve your life or your confidence. Sometimes same for me. I might hear someone on YouTube who's very good at motivation and they will tell me something and it helps me, but I won't act on it. I won't apply what they've said straight away because of fear or stubbornness or excuses. But maybe 6 months later or 3 months later, I find myself applying it, and I think, oh wow, that worked. What that guy told me on YouTube has helped me. I should have done it earlier, or so. That's why I will repeat certain things that I say in videos and live streams because it needs to be repeated. It's worth being said again and again until people really understand it and go out and apply it for themselves. Because you can't just say things once because a lot of people don't learn straight away. It takes time, right? Not everyone gets it straight away. I don't get things straight away. Some people are different. You can tell them something and they can get it quickly, but most of us are not like that. It takes several attempts to get something right, 10 times until we can get it. Yeah, with the warming up hands, Peter, you just got to start really, really slowly because it is hard in shopping centres, in places, in parking, in public to talk to women or talk to someone. So you just got to be very, very patient and just do little things like ask for the time, directions, say hello, compliment, walk around for a bit. Maybe you've got to walk around for 2, 3 hours until you can get yourself to say hello to someone. So you just got to keep sticking at it and it will get easier over time. And eventually, you'll be able to have a conversation and succeed. That's a really good question, Shane. And I had a situation very much like that coincidentally. I think it can still work if you want it to work. If there's two people, they're both friends, one's got romantic feelings but the other one doesn't have it, it could work. In some cases it could not work, but it depends on you and the person and that. But for me it has worked. Yeah, I like cooking a nice meal. It's been some time. I've been eating out a lot because my cooker, I've got to get it fitted in. But yeah, I've cooked a lot in my life. We're coming towards the end, guys. Usually around the hour and a half mark, it feels like it's enough to take in, and I feel like I've had a great experience. So we'll get a couple more last questions in, and then we'll call it a day today. We've been going for over an hour and a half, which is brilliant, and I've really enjoyed it. I really appreciate everyone coming on and sharing their experiences and being open to some of the things I've shared, um, and we'll keep it going. I'll do another one next Saturday. I'm going to make some more YouTube videos in between as well. And let us know as well if there's any videos that you want me to make that I haven't done yet. Email me or message me on Instagram or write, underneath one of my videos, and I'll try and sort it out. I don't actually know what that means, mate. I don't know what that term means, a chaser effect after a relapse. I know what relapsing means, but I don't know what that other one means. So, you're welcome. Nice one, Shane. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure as always. We had a great turnout today. I appreciate it, guys. I'm going to aim to keep growing these live streams and having some fun with it, see where we go with it. So, yeah, I'll see you guys shortly. And as I said, if I didn't get to answer your question today, there's quite a lot of people on, so I tried to answer all of them. Email me or message me on Instagram or comment on one of my videos. And if I can, I'll answer your question in the video. Okay, I'll answer that another question. Yeah, I see what you mean. Falling again and again, relapsing again. So you're getting stuck in a pattern, right? It's a pattern. So it's learning to break that pattern. Top man, Johnny, you're the best, mate. Nice one, Scott. Same to you, brother. Yeah, it's a good point, Johnny. Well, people can know in regards to more notice, more viewers. I will be doing streams every Saturday at approximately 8 p.m., 8 p.m. to 8:30. So that's the time to tune in every Saturday. We're gonna go live in the evening until something changes. I'll answer your question later on. So yeah, so everyone succeeded today. Everyone contributed. So everyone should be proud of themselves for everyone's helped someone else with your experience and knowledge, and just showing up today and putting your input in is success. This is how you build it. You build success by showing up and doing these things. You might think, oh, it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal to come on a live stream and to face your fears and be open with people and put your opinions about that. That takes some cojones. So it's not something that anyone can do. I mean, anyone can do it, but not everyone can have the courage to do it. So well done, guys. If you keep doing it, you'll get more and more confident. All right, I'm out, guys. I'm going to get something to eat. I'll check out another film, and I'll see you guys shortly. All right, nice one.